Hey everyone, Tech OG here, representing those who are 40 and up who love their tech. And here I am at work, getting ready for another work day. If you hear a buzzer go off, that means I have to get ready to go to my morning duty. But just wanted to really quickly talk about the upcoming Samsung Unpacked event. That's going to be this Wednesday at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Check your time zone for the time that's going to for the Unpacked event is going to show for your area. But at the Unpacked event, they're going to introduce the S series line phones and a new tablet, I believe. Might be some other things, but I know those two particular things will be talked about at the event. And this video is to highlight the specs of the S line phones. The reason why I'm talking about the S line phones is because I'm on the fence of trading in my trusty Note 20 Ultra for the newer S22 Ultra. And the S22 Ultra is going to be made in the same format as Note phones, which means it's going to have an inboard stylus, just like a Note phone, but it's an S phone. Because everyone knew that from stories and rumors, the Note line was going to be completely cut. So now that the Ultra is going to be basically the Note for Note fans. Anyway, I just want to give you some quick specs of each phone and to see which one is good for you. Now, as far as specs, I'm going to give you detailed specs of the S22, but with the S22 Plus and the S22 Ultra, I'm going to give you tidbits of specs. Because, oh, that's my cue. Tidbits of specs because the specs in general for all the phones are the same. It's just that with the Plus and the Ultra, you're going to get some extra specs on those phones. Okay, starting with the S22, you're going to get up to 5G coverage, a 6.1 inch screen with a 1080 by 2340 pixelation, or resolution, a 120 hertz refresh rate, for that buttery smooth scrolling for those who are interested in that. For the processor, you're going to get a Snapdragon 8 Generation 1 or Exynos 2200 processor, depending on where you are in the world. If you're in the US, definitely Snapdragon. You're going to get up to 256 gigabytes of storage, either 128 or 256, 8 gigabytes of RAM. As far as your cameras, on the back, you're going to get a 50 megapixel main wide camera, a 10 megapixel telephoto lens, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide lens. And it can shoot up to 8K 24 frames per second, or 4K 30 frames, or even 60 frames per second, and your other resolutions for those who want to go into 1080p, 720p, or whatnot. Your selfie camera is going to be a 10 megapixel. You're going to have 25 watts of fast charging and 15 watts of wireless charging, which is kind of cool. And you're going to have an under-display fingerprint reader and a 3700 milliamp battery. So you could probably spend, up to 5 hours, maybe 5.5, depending on your usage. The Galaxy S22 will basically have the same specs, but it will have a 6.6 inch screen. With the same resolution, 1080 by 2340, a 45 watt fast charging, and a 4500 milliamp battery. The Galaxy S22 Ultra, their main phone, will have a 6.8 inch screen. The resolution will be 1440 by 3080. It will have up to 512 gigabytes of storage. So the factors will be 128, 256, or 512. The 128 gigabyte storage version will have 8 gigabytes of RAM, whereas the 256 and 512 gigabyte storage versions will have 12 gigabytes of RAM. It will have a 108 megapixel main wide camera, a 10 megapixel periscope telephoto lens, and a 10 megapixel telephoto ultra wide lens. The selfie camera will be a 40 megapixel camera, which will shoot at 4K 30 or 60 frames per second. It will have a 5,000 milliamp battery, and it's going to have an added stylus. Now, as I told you before, the Ultra is going to be the Note. It's going to be the Note of the S series. The S22 and the S22 Plus will not have a built-in stylus like the S22 Ultra. And the S22 and the S22 Plus will have more of a curved design, where the S22 Ultra will have the notable Galaxy Note design, so a more boxier design. And like I said, that's to appease everyone that wanted the Note series back. But of course, Samsung is saying it's not coming back, but we're going to have a Note-like device for the S22 Ultra with the inbound stylus. So that should make everyone who wanted the Note series to come back happy. Now, that kind of helps make Samsung make more money because, of course, the higher tier the phone that you want to get, the more money it's going to cost. So the Ultra is going to be the most expensive of the S Phone series phones. So you have to ask yourself, is it going to be worth it to upgrade the phone that you have if you're interested into getting the new S22 Ultra phones? Again, the main thing that's going to sell the phone is the processor. It's probably going to be just super speedy and super responsive, great with multitasking, things like that. So you just have to ask yourself, is it worth it to get it? For me, like I said, I'm still on the fence because my Note 20 Ultra is really awesome. The way that I got it set up, I'm really still happy with the specs. Even though it's a €2 phone, it's still relevant in 2022. Still shoots at 8K, things like that. So I'm not really too pressed on getting the S22 Ultra, but when the Unpacked event comes, I'm going to check it out. And I've already am pre-registered for the phone. So who knows, if I get it, I'll let you know. If I don't get it, I'll let you know. And I'll let you know the reason why that I am going to get it or am not going to get it. So stay tuned for future videos that I'm going to put out. Stay tuned for the Unpacked event that's going to be, again, this Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for those on the East Coast in the U.S. Check your listings to see when it's going to play for you. And I hope you liked this video. If you did, definitely leave that thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Tell your friends about my channel. And I hope to see you in my next video.